Mr. Lynch lives, or will be alive forever. Good morning, Mr. Massimo, Mr. Simply, or 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 simply, David. Yes, David, Lynch. It's February 20th, 2025, and it's Tuesday. Here in Naples, today totally, not clear, but at the same time not so many clouds in this sky, behind this sky, this sun in this sky, so middle sky. And at the moment, seems that now it's early afternoon, practically are 13:58. To Fahrenheit 14 Celsius, and this means it's really cold, like in the year. That's in fact cold classic adjective that usually when winter beer since the start of the reports of the Arsico, as I presume non remember, think on a body was on a body which my video is supposed to I'm sure. I said remember symmetry sometimes I propose back to you. Should to watch my videos, you know, it's better, I know perhaps a paradox for you, but not for me. And I didn't always do until operations for the winter and spring and autumn and the summer. In fact, the spring and autumn I would solo aggettive soft volevo for summer aggettive 8 sono si chiese a casa gadget and as regarding the crisi potreste farmi ora something to say feel that I'm absolutely probably better. Obviously it's a cold in particular, it's a winter obviously in the last weeks particularly it's really cold, but same time thanks to me I follow since I'm here so that's 2 points or better 2 points is part of this meter that is a little Wim meter is such a trade, and these 2 points are consisting in cold showers if not freezing and swear little clothing as possible. Or Frank these points I always try to fight the cold, and since some years I always try to fight the cold, and for this I feel it less than the other people. But there is also that aspect, the second aspect that consists practically in the degrees in general, because in fact apart from last year I didn't remember winter or start of winter like this degrees, so considering both the aspects the fact that I try to fight the cold 3 points, and because in general for me temperature is good, we can see also the condition, situation, some of these things is good. I don't know if also for other people, I don't know if also for other people if they have the same sensations, cioè molto for me about this. From one late shower I think of not, because for example think of cold showers, but possible people do hot showers, I don't know, this depends on them. It's still not today, I don't know if I can say the same things and just follow you can repeat, it's good but not completely. In fact maybe several things on this. Gary afternoon, I think at temperature Francis repeat this just before. If you want to find for instance, at l'important thing was some sphere, senza ci vedi. Se for zero it is. Yes, we are, yes, even if when the room so let's say cortini, and as you know, as I'm repeating sometimes when there is a curtain in general, you should see most perfect, but just suppose in fact, as soon as I repeat, this is sun, but also this cloudy, and in fact, I think it's possible that later could become not total, but mostly cloudy, I'm most sure. Non so se col direi mi tra avanti si trovare molte possibilità per succedere dopo sicuramente non ci penso che sono sì e infatti cliente che mi scrive adesso deve clear well bad perhaps better the contrary bad well so si dice sopra una sarebbe di rovine sada cortine was what because you also remember pazienza room the cortine wasn't this was what fact the only difference is the color of the flowers because the color of the flowers various flowers was yellow or gold, and the first curtain pink, and this if it's not pink, it's similar. So guarda, se questa cortina non è finita. Fatto vedere, adesso se non room so from the video, quindi non credo che sia un po' strutturati, within 2 years. Infatti se noi switch un quote, because so sto logo, because you have these cortini, read since 1 2 years, also those beautiful painter Manchester, always in our enemy, visible in our enemy, or to for me, always better visible in sentire in shot, at 70 million generation shot. Regarding issue di questi attivisti mi hanno detto che le cortine a trovare in genere visivo, ma non sono che sono mettiti in sentire in shot, non sono che si può dire in genere shot. And finally, from a meteor cable and GX 640 APG 625, also in this case on similar genere shot. Team of the people for the genre report, and select indicator, also to my brother, my sister. Also to myself, fast post case, and finally, I hope you all get breakfast. Today it's really late. Also for my house, fuck when I see late, I mean for my house. Ball in person at first, fare for the reaction. Sembra 63, it was a Saturday, and in fact, the breakfast at Finten și ambiat, restart with at Finten, but I'm at the day, for 2 hours yesterday, so I think at the record, and this record is a man to say, so Sarachel. All to the bit really close. As I got the record, I'm really late also for my house. Era just rolling quota 13 and 58 minutes. But the really important thing is to show us the energy at some way also today, first one, so I'm really happy. And as we always say, ecco fa, si sono mosso il tempo alla fine. Absolutely. And it's a few weeks from the other new mythical shots, the other new beautiful match, other my favorite biscuits, in particular I would add those two things. As you can the milk and totally the shots, totally can see it the coffee obviously, but also the quick shot as you know as fact from the other short fragment video the other shot, and within this I had also Nikolaj's breakfast with a bomb, in particular so last week's a mega bomb, as you can see as even if there are a beautiful siesta the con and variant series, for me this area at second place of position, because at the first place of position there are the PAM Italian series. In fact, I truly recommend them because they are really superb. Else tomorrow I suppose if I want to die. In fact I don't know until tomorrow what will do will happen. Meanwhile, see.